Boom. And that's it, guys. Hey, welcome to the show, episode 1 of Slightly Ajar Treasure Chest. I'm your host, Jess Mark. The track you're hearing is by our own Nate Bitt. Right here, producer show. Say something, Nate. Say something for the ladies.
That's too much.
Wow.
I can't.
It's too much for the ladies. And our producer, Ed, for the win. Ed, say something back there.
For the ladies? For the ladies.
For the ladies.
Yeah, I didn't.
Drop them panties.
Wow, he's getting into it for our first episode. Straight to the point, guys. For anyone who's tuning in, thanks for checking us out. This show is a video game review show. We will be reviewing lots of video game music and gaming and really kind of bringing up the indie artists and indie artists' music. So prepare for a lot of that. But to kick things off, we, of course, have to go with any news that we have coming up in the gaming community. So there's a couple of things I want to drop before we get into our video game music. So PlayStation 3 has just dropped a slimmer version of their PlayStation 3. So now we have 3 PlayStation 3s out. Mm-hmm. We have the big bulky...
To go along with like the 8 Xboxes.
Exactly. We have the huge PC version of the PlayStation 3, which I actually enjoyed. I thought it was, I thought it was hilarious.
Compatible.
I thought it kind of protected you. You know what I mean?
It kept you safe.
Walked in your house and the thing was so large. You're like, okay, this thing's here. No one can break in because
mine used to greet me.
My PS3 is going to stop them. Then they slimmed it down. I thought they had it. It was kind of smaller than the Xbox 360, the newer version, the Slim, and it looked good. This new one is even smaller, same price. There's no change in the price.
Now, why is that? Why?
I have no idea. It's kind of like when they came out with the DS and then they extra larged it, and then they came out with the 3DS and then they extra larged it.
Yeah,
which without a second joystick.
I have no idea.
And then did you see the attachment for it too? The extra large DS, 3DS. You know?
Yeah,
it makes it even more bulky with the additional joystick. You know what I mean?
I don't understand it. I know we're gonna buy it. You know what I mean? They're like, well, they're going to buy it anyways.
Yeah.
So just do it. And that's what, I always felt like that about the PlayStation handheld, like the Vita and all that. And I'm like, every time I look at it, I'm like, is this the newer one or is this the old? I'm so confused because there's 12 different versions of it. And, it's an amazing device. But I guess, handheld community, it's huge. Go get one. Let's end it at that.
Nintendo.
The Wii U, guys, I'm super excited about. November 18th, wherever got the release news, I am stoked. I mean, Nintendo has been the platform for me, period, and has all my favorite guys. Zelda, Mario. Throw some little pink cloud. What is Kirby, anyways? What is he? A monster?
He's marshmallow.
He's a marshmallow.
That's not true.
Okay, I was about to say. I was literally going to be like,
fact
wow.
checkers out there.
Well, I'm just gonna get on that talk show and be like, what is Kirby? A marshmallow? You lose. But Nate Bitt told me I would be wrong and I'd lose all the money because you're a liar.
And a cheat.
I heard that.
No, he didn't. Tokyo Game Show was last week as well. I have never attended. And I hope to attend soon, and I hope to also know Japanese as well when I first soon. But it's it's a huge, huge gaming show. Not as big as like E3 or anything like that, but they have literally most of the games that don't come over to the English platforms or anything like that. English platforms or any English games. There are a ton of very cool games, and usually a lot of fighters that don't make it over. And I think this time. They had a few RPGs that actually looked amazing that we're really hoping to grab. And I kind of always wonder, why don't they do that? Like, when they made Mario 2 and they were like, well, this is too hard for
Americans.
let's
better-
make
Yeah.
let's take this guy out of this game with Mario in it and give them Mario 2.
Take a completely different game.
Yeah,
And put Mario in it.
And put him in it.
yeah. I mean, like,
And somehow it worked though. It was
It-
actually
oh,
a
it was
really
amazing.
good game.
It was a good game.
You know, like I think that's it. It did help that it was a good game. I think that would have been a huge bomb had it been just a terrible Mario game in general. They would have just taken it off like the, like,
Yeah,
we this didn't happen.
it's just so conceited, though. You know what I mean? Well, they can't handle this. They can't handle the gameplay that Mario Lost Levels does. And it was Mario 1. Honestly, it was Mario 1. It was definitely bizarre. But
The Lost Worlds.
The Lost Worlds.
I never played it.
It was Mario 1.
It was basically just the same difference.
It
Right?
was the same thing. It was the
Yeah,
same
same thing,
gameplay.
just harder
the levels.
levels.
The
Yeah.
levels are all over the place.
I played a little bit on the what was it? The All Stars, the
Oh, yeah.
Mario All Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they start compiling games, that's when it get like awesome. When you had like Sonic, you had Sonic and Knuckles, and then you had Sonic 3 on top of it. I seen a guy who had like a Game Genie, and then Sonic and Knuckles on top of the Game Genie, and then Sonic 3. I was like, what do you need? I mean, like at that point,
Expansion packs.
At that point, I just like I found I bought my game and
What was the
Informer
purpose of that,
book.
by the way? Like you have your Sonic 2 and you put it on your Sonic Knuckles. It gives you more levels.
I think it added Knuckles to the game.
right.
Oh,
You could play
So you can
Knuckles.
you can
So-
run through Sonic 2 with
Oh,
Knuckles.
that was the main.
That
thing.
was it.
That
That's
was
all you could do.
The $1 million decision to
That was-
add that attachment.
I gotta add though, like Sonic 3 on top of Sonic and Knuckles was
Amazing.
because
Sonic 3,
you can get Super Sonic, Ultra Sonic, and then Super Tails, and then Ultra Knuckles, but you have to play through and get all the Chaos Emeralds from the first game and the second game.
Oh,
Which
wow.
which were easy to get. They had that 3D running thing, and the music wasn't as dope. Like Sonic 2's like Crazy World music or special stage music was awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Ed for the win's looking at me like, what are you
No,
talking
when
about?
you're running through that half pipe thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Running through the
Yeah.
half pipe. It was amazing. I've actually always liked Sonic special stages. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mario really just travels through a tube up or down, and there's coins there. That's
Oh,
Sonic 3.
yeah.
He
Oh.
looked all weird in the
Sonic and
opening.
Knuckles.
Like he didn't look all. He was kind of 3D in that one. Look at him. Hey man, Knuckles.
Shiny head. Like,
Man.
what are they? Like, why are they so shiny?
I don't know. It took me for the longest to figure out what the hell Knuckles was. I had no idea what he was.
what is he?
An echidna.
He's an echidna. He's an
Did I
anteater.
say that? right?
Oh,
Yeah.
but why is he so
Um,
badass?
He is pretty. It's the Knuckles. His name is his
And he flies. Let's not
giant
forget
fist.
this. He
Yeah,
flies.
that is amazing. That
He
was
glides,
a genius.
rather.
He was,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a genius. If he flew, then the game would be completely pointless. Moving on, to our main theme, guys. We're literally talking about intro music for episode 1. So the music that you guys heard was from our own 8-Bit, who actually made that intro for this show, and that music was, I think it really had a nice feel to it. Matter of fact, play a little bit of that. Your intro, Nate.
Oh yeah. Let me go back to it.
That music to me had a nice RPG kind of like I just made it into this cave type dungeon for the first time. It's not like a tough cave. It's kind of like a fun cave. You know what I mean? Like there's probably crystals around. I'm gonna stop talking so you can listen to it.
And this is the unmixed version too. I feel like I gotta finish it.
And then it just gets awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man, I've been trying to get all week to get this done. I had like 5 different versions to it.
No, and that's good intro music. It's got a good feeling to it. It's very positive, it's very light. Again, it really reminds me of a nice RPG dungeon, and it's like, oh my god, almost gonna be like a special dungeon. If that's even possible. But
Short and sweet.
Anyway, intro music is supremely important. We're talking about the minute you put the cartridge in, or now the disc. The minute you put the disc in, and it loads up, and you get intro music. Now, we do have a lot of games, and it usually are sequels that just load up with just the title screen. You get a little bit of music, title screen, press start to go into. But a lot of the original titles, you get intro You get that intro and full theme. You might get a full video of what's going to happen in the gameplay. You'll get a huge piece of dialogue, kind of like a Star Wars type, when the words are just flying across the screen and the music. But again, this intro music is super important because it really sets up the game. And I'm going to throw it back to the intro music that I think just did it the best. And I used to complain about this game because I'm like, you just get in the game and you start and they put you in the middle of nowhere. But with Zelda on the NES, if that intro music along with the actual intro, they give you the music and then they give you Star Wars dialogue of what's going on, and then they list off every item in that game. Check it out right here, guys. This is Zelda on the NES. Perfect. It's
Classic.
It's classic. You're going on an adventure. You're going on an adventure, and it sounds like this.
And it just loops over and over again.
Literally, the intro, the first stage, you're going this. It's like this music double timed, and you're just going throughout the game just like this. It's amazing though. This is a good theme. Again, good intro with the video. Although we don't have the visuals, but perfect. It's absolutely perfect for adventure. This one dropped in on the NES, Nintendo, if you don't know what that is. And 1986.
Holy cow.
1986 is when they really get all of that. So that was amazing. It's amazing. That rivals definitely a lot of our intro music these days as well. So Ed for the Win actually sent us over a huge list of intro musics, intro themes, and I've got one here that I don't think anyone would ever guess to be just this game to have exciting intro. So Pictionary on the NES in 1990.
Pictionary. Let's think about this for a second. Pictionary?
Yeah, Pictionary.
Yeah.
Now,
the board game, the one where you draw.
You draw pictures and you guess what it is.
I wouldn't even call it a board game. I would call it a board game because it comes in a board box.
Right.
But it's a little like it's like a stand up and draw things game.
It was that's the one where you people had to guess what you drew, and it's like a team game.
Right. In the board game, you would grab a card. The card would say bread.
If someone was to say, "All right, I need you to make a theme for Pictionary," I think to take that.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine, but the theme they have for it is amazing. Like probably by far the most amazing theme,
surprisingly,
I've ever heard. I am surprised, and I suggest everybody go download this. Check it out.
I'll play a little bit.
Is the Pictionary on
just
Nintendo, 1990, guys.
I'm so ready to play some Pictionary right now.
I'm so pumped.
That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is play Pictionary.
And like Pictionary, like I'll have to do it with one hand though, because I got to fist pump the whole time.
Oh my god! Exactly.
Just
Look how crazy it's getting. This is just the intro. I couldn't even imagine the gameplay music for Pictionary. Like I couldn't even draw a picture like this.
This is like rock and roll Pictionary, you know?
It's amazing. That's just amazing music. If I was in a house where they were playing this game, then I'd kill everyone. No, if I was in a house where they were playing this game, I be all over it. I mean, it's listen to this. Honestly, it sounds like a Mega Man stage.
Yeah, it's very much sounds like Mega Man.
Honestly, it sounds like an OG Nintendo, even Super Nintendo Mega Man stage where you're just running through and destroying all monsters, which
just
is
makes
Mega
you want
Man's
to
job.
tear stuff up.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely does not.
I want to draw.
It definitely.
That's all I
mean,
do.
like I can't. I'm not an artist, but like I would be afraid if I walked into like a studio and the guy was like blasting this music and making like the best paintings I've ever seen.
Tripping on acid. Dude, is that the Pictionary theme?
Like,
I love this song.
I love this
It
song. This
inspires
song
me.
opens me to a new world. Like, a world of Mega Man, a side scroller.
Pictionary theme.
Amazing. But it's interesting, really, how I don't know where that motivation came from. I couldn't fathom where that came from, but again, like that's a great intro. Zelda, great, epic, going into an epic adventure intro, and you have some games that have no intro. Absolutely not. You have games like if you think about. I mean, like, not just. I don't want to say no intros. Of course, everybody has an intro music, but usually they don't have a setup even. Like, you know what I mean? Like Sonic 1. Sonic 1, you pop the game in, Sonic runs across the screen, Sega, and then it literally fades into Sonic, and press start. That's it. That's all you do. Who's Sonic? And what am I doing next? I like
no tutorial. Like it's not like here's how to jump. Here's how to run.
I personally, I'd really like the whole setup for an original piece. If it's a sequel, if it's Halo 2 or anything like that, Sonic 2, I don't need it. But for an intro, give me like a little backstory. Like, with that Zelda piece, they gave us the Star Wars version of like what's going on. They're like, hey, it's bad guys Ganon. You're this random kid. Go on an adventure and save the princess.
I think Sonic's a great example of a game that didn't need a backstory, because as soon as they did it, like look at Sonic Adventure 2, all the different characters they had on there. Easily the worst story I've ever read.
Oh my God. That's just another issue. That's just a writing issue. That's just like, hey, you know what? We need to make Mario's amazing, and their games are amazing, and we just can't stop Mario Galaxy. What are we gonna do? Sonic Adventure 2 was. I liked how Shadow looked, but that was about it. It was all visuals.
What about the one where he's in love with a girl? Like those recently? Like he was like there was a girl. Protagonist girl that he loved, and he's trying to save her.
We're gonna bash Sonic for a moment, folks.
Oh yeah, no, it's bestiality. Like that was the whole point of the game. Like
they had Sonic when he turned into a wolf. They had Sonic and he had a sword. I think it was Sonic and a Sacred Sword. They had Sonic and the
just do a regular Sonic game, Sega.
You don't need to take him that far. You know what I mean? Like I think the worst Mario we've seen was Mario Sunshine.
Still a great
game. Still a great game.
But that's when you have that higher quality games,
Exactly. But again, I could probably guarantee that I give a list of Mario games. People are like, well, I really, Sunshine kind of threw me for a loop because it wasn't your conventional Mario game.
No.
You know what I mean? Every other system had Mario running and jumping with something, and then we have GameCube who drops Mario Sunshine. He has a water jetpack and he's cleaning up stuff.
Did you play through that whole game?
I did play through the whole game.
You know the bonus levels where he actually he gets rid of the jump pack.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's the best part.
Best part of the game. Best part of the game. They give you the old school dungeon music or whatnot, and then you.
No, it's like a techno remix.
Yeah, it's a techno remix of it, and you don't have the. It's amazing, but it's Mario 64, which Mario 64 blew your mind. You're like, oh my God, I'm like in this 3D realm with Mario, and he's metal, and this cool metal music comes on. You know what I mean? It was amazing. Mario Sunshine was a twist, and I don't mind twists, but when Sonic, they threw Sonic on a spree. Like it's Sonic Team, and I don't, we'll see what's going on for the future. Oh yeah, it was that metal music right there. It's amazing. Like what is going on? Ed for the win is looking at me all weird, guys. He's
He's just been staring at you this whole time.
I know.
I never owned a Nintendo 64.
Oh, did you have a childhood?
Wow.
Apparently not.
Wow. Well, the only thing you missed was Super Smash Brothers.
Not true. Not true.
No,
Don't make me start listing up N64 games.
We're not gonna get an 8-bit on a rant here. Moving on, guys. So we chose our top picks for our favorite intro music, and I try to. There's so many newer games that definitely kind of take the cake for me, but I try to really go back to the past of what intro definitely captured me. And the first intro that definitely captured me was actually on the Super Nintendo. This is 1996 title Mario RPG. This is the first time they took Mario into a role-playing game, and I thought, honestly, it was just the most amazing intro music and the most amazing setup. Get ready. When you hear this song, you're going to get ready for some exciting gameplay, but it's an RPG. That's like the big twist on it. You're like, man, this music sounds crazy, but it's an RPG.
I feel like it was the Kingdom Hearts before Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a good reference. Check this out. It's Mario RPG, 96.
It's all sad.
It's all sad.
Scary.
Because like right now, Bowser comes and takes the princess.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario's chilling, or Princess is chilling,
Yeah, she's just looking
and
at
Bowser
flowers
just
and
comes in his
butterflies.
big smiley face bucket because he has a
Showing
smiley
her
face
He has a
bucket.
flying bucket.
He
Yeah,
has
he
a
does.
flying bucket.
Clown face.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Anyways,
This is
here's
super
where it kicks in,
intimidating.
guys. Here's where it kicks in.
It's all Caribbean and
It's all different. I'm like a little kid, and I'm like, what is that? What is that sound?
they had so many different styles of music on this game too.
The intro's long. I think it ends up being like a 3-minute some odd track,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's amazing, and it gets more exciting from there, guys. But I mean, you could just tell from that music, it's like it's putting you on an adventure, fast pace, but again, it's an RPG, and you know, what RPG is fast paced? It's an RPG. It's a role playing game. Don't get me wrong. It's not a tactics style.
I'm glad they decided not to go with the random encounter battles with that game. You know?
Oh,
it was
yeah.
it was like real time kind of like
Yeah.
what did you touch the bad guy and you went into
Absolutely. If you were slick enough, you could avoid the monsters. You have to be
you
real
needed
slick.
you needed to grind. You
Yeah,
still,
you
you
needed-
still had to grind. You just,
Yeah.
remember walking out of like you beat everybody in that little zone, then you have to walk back out and then walk back in just so you could respawn them and beat them again.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
You know, I think it teaches kids. Role playing games teaches kids to go beat up people so they can get stronger and basically gain a level into the next class of beating up people. There it is. No,
Well,
you didn't feel that? Am I the only
I was
power
thinking-
hungry? I was the only
I
power
thought you were
hungry
gonna
kid.
go with
No
like
Boo-Boo
putting in the
Monster.
hard work pays off. I thought you were gonna go with that.
Okay, Ed for the win.
So wait, are you saying that video games inspire violence in children? Is that what you're trying to say?
It inspires violence in just Mark over here.
Yeah, I mean you can't say you haven't thrown your controller before.
Oh.
You know, angry at Battletoads or something like that.
Battletoads, angry. I don't know, guys. Maybe I just get into the game a little bit too much. How about that?
You're just an angry person.
But it's a great game, guys. If you haven't played the Mario RPG, I really suggest you go back in time and play it. And when I mean go back in time, I mean go to eBay or Amazon and buy you a Super Nintendo
Yeah.
and the actual video
eBay,
game.
yeah.
You probably
Right.
wouldn't spend more than $80, but I don't know. It's getting kind of crazy out there. So go and buy it ASAP.
Or most likely you're just going to download the ROM,
I'm not-
which is going to be
I'm
like.
not gonna say that.
Oh, I mean, no, I mean it's you could not say it and then it's gonna happen.
They're like, oh, this guy's dumb. I'm just gonna download a market.
Yeah, he's like, why would I buy anything? Why would I pay for this piece of video game magic that I could just download for free?
Video game magic. I like that. Nate, what about you, man? What's your title? What's your game that was the intro music just was like, oh, this is it. I love it.
I
that?
had a game here that I was gonna play for you guys. I showed you earlier, Battletoads.
Ooh.
But another one came to mind that just kind of it was like my favorite game on the NES. I used to play it like we would just. It has 100 levels in it. I think you might know what I'm talking about at this
Oh.
point.
I think I do.
Yeah, yeah, and you would just like it's the same music throughout the whole game, but it's like you have one live, like you sort of do continues, but in the arcade version actually, you only get one,
You only- oh my
one
God.
chance, no continues. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's mystical.
It just plays this. You hear this for hours.
Hours. Now, I got to talk about the gameplay of this game because I don't know if you guys ever seen Sequelitis and check. I mean, if you haven't, go on YouTube and look up Sequelitis. But they talk about
Amazing.
how old school games used to teach you how to play the game, like how like
By playing the game.
playing the game.
Yeah.
Actually, like a lot of newer games, you know, you jump into it and it really doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't teach you. You just kind of. Oh no! It tells you. It
tells
literally
you everything.
It
yeah.
literally
Yeah,
has
you
a
have a
dialogue
tutorial
box
section
that
and
comes
stuff.
up. It says, "Hey, hit the A button to jump.
Mhm.
Move your left thumbstick to move left. Move your right thumbstick to walk and crouch." You know, it tells you everything. So
Hey, Mega Man. Hey, Mega Man.
these old school games, man, you just turned it on and you just went. You just did it. Like you had 2 buttons, A and B, and you probably pressed
like,
them the minute you
what
played
is
it.
going on here? Like I have no idea.
You're like, hey, I don't think I'm supposed to hold the controller and have like my right thumb on start and select.
I just wanted to play some Rock and Roll Pictionary, you know, and it's
so Bubble is a game and music that he's playing.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful game. This is music played all day, and there was 100 levels. So you started off
101.
It was 2 players, best to play with 2. You're 2 little dinosaurs that can blow bubbles, and you capture these monsters in the bubbles, and then you jump on the monsters and destroy them. Once all the monsters are cleared, you will move down to the next level. Now, again, 100 levels where this big boss of just ultimate pressure because the music changes at the big boss.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
it's
like
floating around.
But you know, they
changes mechanics
throughout the game. They give you different items that you can use to destroy monsters and different monsters that would appear, but they would never first appear in mass order. It would be just like the 3 basic monsters and then a more difficult monster.
I liked how it brought you down, and then you get to see the whole level, and then it's like you know what's going on.
Exactly. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It brought you down, and then it brought you down to the level. So it's you and the level, and then it brings
and then you go down there.
It brings the monsters to the level, and then it lets the monsters go. So you literally have like a full 3 seconds of like game time, which is like an eternity for any gamer, to literally analyze how you're going to beat these monsters and how they're moving because you've already dealt with them before.
My favorite part was like the 3 seconds or 5 seconds you had after you killed everybody to run and grab all the fruits that came about. You know?
They died and then they turn into fruit, which the dragons would
naturally
eat. I mean, like because that's cool. They never turned into meat though. There was no meat in that game.
No,
there was no meat in that game.
I'm pretty sure there was like a lamb, like a leg of something.
I don't know, man. I think there
was McDonald's fries.
Oh, there were McDonald's fries in it. That was the best. That was the best thing. There were McDonald's fries in Bubble Bobble. I don't know how they got away with that. And I hope we don't bring that up. I don't know if this blows up. They're like, hey, listen to episode 1. Wait a second. What game?
No one's gonna know these video games. No one plays video games.
That is hilarious. Absolutely, they had that, and you actually get these letters too. You get all the letters, and you get like it was amazing. Ed, what about you, man? What's your intro music? What game really set it off for you? And I think I got the list. I obviously know who it is, but like, well, tell me a little about it. So your choice is Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, that is correct.
Final Fantasy VIII, 1999 release. Prince. That was the day Prince said we were all gonna die. I'm still here.
So we're gonna party like it's 1999.
Yeah, because then we're gonna die. That's what Prince. That's what Prince was talking about.
You knew you were about to get into some shit when you heard this song.
Yeah,
like, right away.
Like you've been talking about adventure, but like when you hear this, it's just preparing you for an epic journey. Even not even an adventure, a journey.
You knew you were going on a journey.
I'm preparing for war right now.
I'm ready for some Pictionary, I think.
If I'm hearing anything like that, guys, I'm like, whoa. I'm like inspired and kind of like just
and there
ready.
were hardly any games at this time like doing like epic, like almost like movie quality soundtracks.
Yeah,
absolutely. Final Fantasy,
Nobuo Uematsu over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
That franchise is amazing. I mean, I think anyone who I ever introduced the game to, or even said the game around, has went back and played at least one Final Fantasy.
What was it in Japan? They couldn't release Final Fantasy games on school days or something like that.
Wow.
Just because it was too crazy. They had to
imagine.
plan it around, the world.
That's awesome.
They're just like, you got to do this.
That's amazing. I had no idea. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, the Japanners, man, they're crazy.
Japanners.
That's right?
That's the technical term from 8-bit. Japanners.
Yeah, the technical term.
Those Americaners.
Didn't you say another one, Mark?
I do, but I'm still kind of entranced at how like long and crazy this is.
And
this is like
like the FMV that went with it too.
Yeah,
like, just totally got you pumped for the game.
Oh my god, it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah. The 2 main characters are go watch it on YouTube, but the 2 main characters are battling, and
this one starts off with that shore.
Yeah,
exactly.
Literally telling each other. It was a lot of symbolism. There's a lot of work into this game, period. I mean, a lot of work into. We're on PlayStation right now. We're PlayStation 2.
1.
Yeah, we're on PlayStation right now.
PlayStation 1, yeah,
absolutely.
PlayStation
We're on
1.
PlayStation right now, and there was just a lot of work into the story. Like after Final Fantasy VI, they just went nuts. I mean, actually, Final Fantasy VI and beyond, they just really start hammering into the story. You know what I mean? Which I always feel is always just extremely political. It's an extreme political in Final Fantasy, but this is an awesome soundtrack, and Final Fantasy VII had an amazing soundtrack, and so did 6. So Nobuo Uematsu, that guy,
he was just nailing it.
He was just bringing it,
He was
man. I don't know if he was just in his basement.
They were playing his songs on the radio.
I know.
Man. They weren't messing
Really?
around.
You go to Japan, you turn on the radio, and you hear like the battle music to Final Fantasy.
That'd be awesome.
I'm like, hey, wait a second. Could you turn that back up? That's hilarious. Wow. Yeah. I actually do have another one. Jesus Christ. I'm so ready to go to Japan right now. Listening to the radio.
That's episode 2. We'll be in Japan.
Yeah.
Someone wants to fund us.
This is actually Super Smash Brothers Melee. Is it, man? This intro is perfect. And I know I said the same thing about Zelda, but like Zelda was an adventure game. This intro was amazing. You knew about Super Smash Brothers, the original one. This one literally had you ready to explode. Check this out.
One of my favorites right now.
It's got the sound effects in there.
Oh yeah. High fidelity. This song is nuts. What's going on there?
Again, there's obviously a video goes with it, but it's a story. You can hear this entire story in the music.
Introducing all the characters. Builds up.
Oh my god! But like the build-up, it's a perfect example of build-up music and just how amazing it gets. Even check out like the ending is the best. This.
Man.
Come on now. Press the start button and play Get Mario, and I'm gonna get Dr. Mario, and we're gonna battle. Oh no, that's right. It's a 4-player game. You know what I mean? Oh my God, 60. Nintendo they just knew what they were doing, man. They're like, hey, you know what? Why do we need to have it be 2
Who
players?
made it? It was Nintendo. It was a Nintendo game, but
Yeah,
it was
Hasbro? No, Hasbro.
Not Hasbro. Oh man, how I can't believe we're getting this.
I play this game way too much for this, but Nintendo, as far as like introducing just the 4-controller aspect again, is just mind blowing.
I remember like seeing the N64, and like that was a selling feature of like it had 4 controllers in it. Like we take it so for granted now, the fact that it has 4 controllers or whatever.
Absolutely,
that was a huge thing.
I get annoyed when games aren't 2-player. Like every game to me should have a co-op version. Even in the smallest kind of part, like Mario Galaxy, the second player would be kind of like the person who catches the stars, which is kind of lame. But again, it always kind of had that co-op play. Games are co-op. Even if you're playing them, I want to watch. You know what I mean? Like you're playing Metal Gear Solid 4, you're like, man, that's a really dope game. I'm gonna sit there and watch you because it's like a movie. You know
Plays
what I
out
mean?
like one, yeah.
It's like a movie. Now, I don't know exactly what a co-op controller would do in Metal Gear Solid 4, but even if they have some type of silly interaction where they can like mess with the guy you're talking to's head or something like that, it'd be fun. You know what I mean? Just any interaction to me is awesome. But like when they're they're releasing these shooters left and right, and the new Black Ops 2 I don't think has a co-op mode.
No way.
They gutted it.
That's lame.
It's
No way.
fully. It's just one player and everything else is online. Like, okay, it's co-op online, but you couldn't sit on the same console with someone and play co-op.
That's happening more and more now. Games don't have 4 players split screen anymore. You have to go on Xbox Live.
You have to go on Xbox Live. And, I don't know why they're doing that because, again, there's a lot of people that still play offline. I mean, online is definitely getting bigger, but again, like, you also got to think about, like, everybody with the gaming system. When I grew up, we didn't have, a lot of money to get that stuff. You know what I mean? I had to work at the grocery store after hours.
Every day, Mark had to travel 6 miles in the snow.
I walked 6 miles home from school and back again the next day. I never got dinner because I was always late.
Because I was always walking.
And Daddy was always angry for me walking. I guess I should have ran.
Oh, why
Why are you walking, boy?
Oh my god. It's HAL Laboratory, Super Smash Brothers.
HAL.
Hell yeah, they have the little dog, sleeping
Not
dog at the
Hasbro.
beginning. Not Hasbro. I don't know where that came. That's a toy company.
Hasbro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Mark. And you know, it's episode 1, guys. We're getting it. We're getting it.
Yeah.
We're getting it. So oh, is this Turtles?
Yeah.
Of course.
Is this the hardest game in the galaxy of video
Yeah,
games?
Definitely. Like swimming through those electric things,
Oh,
disarming
The
the
game was
bombs.
impossible. I
Oh.
never beat this game. I'm proud.
And how could you?
And I'm proud to say it. I am proud to say I've never beat Turtles on the
I
NES.
gave up.
Yeah.
Awesome intro though.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of glad it didn't go through with the TV show intro, which was amazing. But like, you know, DuckTales did that. And,
Yeah, it
you know, it was kind of a turn off.
And it lacked because of it. You know?
Yeah.
Lackluster.
It would have been a platinum game had it.
Yeah,
had
I mean,
an
great-
original score.
Great music inside the game. Like great, it was a
Mhm.
couple of levels. Forrest, I'll upload these to our YouTube. But it was a couple of levels that were just outstanding. But like, don't open up with the same opening
Yeah.
music as the show. Come on.
But maybe that's what was a selling point for it, though, because it was, you know.
I mean, obviously, but like it's, you know, get dynamic, get fun in there.
Speaking of dynamic, what do we got here?
I know it's not Kirby. That's what I've been waiting for. Waiting for that Kirby. You keep dancing around it.
Oh, I don't know if it's on here. I don't think I said it. This is Ninja Gaiden on the NES.
Mm.
You know what? Shinobi games have always been just better than Ninja Gaiden. I'm sorry. These new Ninja Gaiden games are amazing.
The main guy who created them, I'm blanking on his name, but he left the company.
Oh no.
And
The new ones. No, he's not back.
They're not
by.
under him. Apparently, they're not as good as the old ones.
Oh wow. Well, I mean,
I
like
haven't played it.
I mean, they definitely. They're. I mean, just amazing weapons and oh my god, it's so cool. But
So
probably one. I mean, like I can't think of another ninja game that could even top that. Here, name 4 ninja games right now, and don't give me like Shinobi 1, 2, and 3. Please don't do that. I will.
Can I give you
I'll
Ace
break your nose.
Shinobi?
Huh?
Can I give you one of the Shinobis?
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay. Shinobi, Ninja Gaiden, Tenchu. Fuck.
The show is now explicit.
Comes out a little bit.
We'll put a we'll
We'll edit that out.
we'll get that out of there. We'll put a little video game noise over it.
Do we have to?
Oh, so we got 3. We got Shinobi, Tenchu, and Ninja Gaiden.
Mhm.
And you're out of time now.
Ninja.
And more than likely,
Ninja Turtles?
I bet there's an NES game named Ninja.
There's-
Just like
there's
the
one.
NES game Baseball, one of my favorite games.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was like, when I got older, I'm like, that's it. They couldn't call it like Nintendo's. They couldn't call it like Baseball Maniacs or something like that. They call it
Hmm.
baseball.
It was one of the very first games. They didn't have to. They didn't have to think of it like a sub.
They were like,
name.
oh man, what is this gonna be called? Jeez, it's baseball.
oh.
You got something there, Tom. It's just baseball. No, cut the it's just baseball. And that was it. But I mean, like, you know, going back to the ninjas, not all ninja games. Vampire games are super hot. I mean, well, not. I think they used to be on like PS1, PS2,
Vampire games.
because we had the chick who was a chick vampire who was real
Bloodline.
hot.
Blood Rain?
Blood Rain.
Blood Rain.
Yeah.
We had Kane and
Mm.
Soul Reaper,
Oh,
Yeah,
who
that's
and
right.
technically are both vampire games. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There was, I mean, again, there was probably more, but I was never really into that, you know, vampire type. But vampires, obviously, even entertainment right now, are just big, you know. But I'm really,
They've
I'm really,
changed a little bit.
That's really weird. Like, I guess why I don't understand why ninjas don't work. You know what I mean? I heard there's a couple of new indie games that are out where ninja games, and I got to get those and post those up. But yeah, that's a genre I can do. Anyways, back to the show, guys. That's, you know, our intros, guys. I think we got some pretty good ones. Some pretty good intros.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And you know, for me, like I said, I can't enter it this month. It has to be, if it's the first game, and not a sequel, I love to have an intro into what is happening in the game, like a prequel to the story.
Get you excited to play.
Right. I mean, and a lot of these newer games are definitely giving you a little bit of the backstory, but like, you know, give it like Resident Evil, like the first Resident Evil, you had to find what the hell was going on. Like, you find these notes and you're like, I don't want to read this. I got a zombie behind me. Like the minute,
hold on, zombie.
Like, hold on,
I gotta
zombie.
read this
Hold on
note.
while I type on this typewriter and save my game. you get out of the save, and sometimes he disappears. You're like, yes, but many times he doesn't, and
then a Rottweiler through the window.
It's like, oh my god, definitely. Speaking of scary games, our next couple of episodes are going to go along with that theme for this
What's
October.
that holiday coming out?
October was that Halloween? I think that's Halloween.
Oktoberfest?
Halloween. That once you become like 15 is just completely obsolete. Halloween.
No way, man. It gets better.
Doesn't it? Oh, okay. I agree.
Yeah, because then you get like, you start off as a little kid and you have dressing up as a bee, bumblebee, and then you go into high school and you dress up as like a little more scandalous,
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Now,
And then you get into college. And this is where she gets the slutty bumblebee. But then you have slutty everything else. It's amazing. That's all. It
is that. You're absolutely right.
That's all there is about Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It stops being about candy and starts being like, all right, what can you be? And then turn it slutty.
It stops being about candy and starts being about candy. Yeah, we're selling that. Don't anyone steal that. Again, guys, the show really is a huge tribute to video game music, and we really like to promote our indie artists out there. And we'll start bringing more indie artists to the show during our last segment, which is now our indie artist segment. And we're going to be doing a short little interview with our own Nate Bit, who is a indie video game music artist. Yeah, there he is right here. I gotta ask. Is definitely, I can see where where did your inspiration first come from? When were you like, you know what, I really want to make some of these tunes, and I'm gonna?
I started wanting to get into more chip tunes. I heard Scott Pilgrim, the Xbox Live Arcade game, and the music just blew me away. And just how it mixed like old school chip tune stuff with like newer guitar and like newer better instruments like that, and did it wonderfully. Like, you're just catchy songs, and it didn't like beat you over the head with all the chiptune stuff, but it just blended really well, and it kind of got me to thinking like, man, I could do that stuff too. So that was the first thing that kind of influenced me to get into that kind of music.
Yeah. What do you think video game music is headed? Like, obviously it's just getting more dynamic, and I would be surprised that we might hear something on the radio within like the next 5 years or something like that. At all. I mean, heck, we're technically a radio show covering video game music, and there's so many out there now. There's at least like 7 solid video game music shows that only do video game music.
It's popular. Like, I don't see necessarily video game music being like on the radio, but you think about it, like all the same elements are there on the radio. You have there's electronic music, there's all these different kinds of music. I don't think it's specifically you're going to hear chiptune music. You're going to hear like maybe some 8-bit sounds and some artist stuff that's going to hit the radio with somebody rapping over it or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be an 8-bit music, just straight up genre.
What mainstream music or genre of music do you think closely relates to video game music?
Video game music? I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, like electronica. I'm not gonna say dubstep.
I want you to say, I want him to say dubstep.
You're just waiting for it.
I'm just waiting for him to say dubstep. I'm sorry. I literally just read all the comments on YouTube, and every time there's a dubstep song, I'm like, okay, great. So this is Mega Man X, and finally it has hit the mainstream, and everybody knows exactly what it is, and it's called dubstep.
Kit Kat does dubstep now.
I don't. Personally, I like it because it does sound like video game music to me. It's just an easy feel, and I could definitely see myself playing like a Contra, any type of side scroller where I'm shooting things for hours to dubstep. Give me dubstep indie game. I'm gonna make one.
Here's what dubstep's become now.
Yeah, this song's on commercials and everything.
This was the Internet Explorer commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
We were just talking about that.
Oh, man. Internet Explorer and dubstep. I mean, it's the greatest thing.
We need to really sell this because we're the worst browser ever.
We're a laughing joke. We're a joke.
We were the first browser out there, and we just did it all wrong.
How do you lose that? They had everybody.
They had everybody.
And
they had every.
Left.
Oh my god, that's interesting. Don't download that. I don't care how good the music is. Yeah, man. Well, Nate, again, we're gonna have you around some more, and really check out our YouTube channel,
I hope
guys.
So. I hope I'm around.
we're gonna get rid of him next episode. We're gonna open up and that was a track from our formerly
You guys
host,
still use my
guest
place.
host.
So yeah, you come here and we're gonna use stuff. You just can't be in it.
We get somebody
Sign
else. But yeah, again, check out our YouTube channel. It's really gonna be really going to be really.
What's the URL? Do we have one yet?
Really going to be really. Check out SATChVGM.
SATChVGM.
I'm gonna let our producer say it. Producer, go ahead.
Okay.
Check us out. Where are we gonna check us out? What's the handle?
SATChVGM.
How do you spell SATCh?
SATCH.
And that's
Can I get it used in a sentence, please?
I really like that podcast called SATCh.
Again, guys. SATCh stands for Slightly Ajar Treasure Chest. If you guys got any comments about the episodes, go ahead and email us over. You'll check us out on SATChVGM.com. And you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube as well. And again, like I was saying, on our YouTube, we'll be constantly uploading playlists for all our indie artists to literally check out for inspiration for any game. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. And 8Bit's going to start getting some videos up there to how you make music and what do you need to really start making your own video game music.
And that'll be on 8Bit TV YouTube. That's the YouTube channel. What's our email? Do we have an email to let people know about?
I don't know.
Do we have one yet?
I don't know.
Make one.
Get us on Twitter, guys. Email's coming. Email's coming.
It's coming.
Episode 1 and
Episode 2 is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for bearing with us, guys. I think it's been a little
Yeah,
tricky,
we went a little over
but
time.
we got it.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening.
All right, this is Just Mark signing off. Angry producer getting mad at me. This is Just Mark signing off, guys. Thanks for checking the show.
Don't forget 8Bit and Ed for the win. Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.